Hello, everybody. You are joining me, Tom, here on the Jurassic Park podcast today, and today we have got something very, very exciting. So, for anyone who is a fan of the toy scene and who knows what goes on every year where the big toys get announced and what happens, you will know that currently we are amidst New York Toy Fair 2019. So there's been lots of awesome reveals so far, with lots more to come. And I know my good friend Brad Jost, who you will all know here on the Jurassic Park podcast, has been doing an absolutely fantastic job of covering all the latest news as it comes out. And I'm really excited because Brad is actually going to be on the show floor on Monday. So we'll be getting some really, really cool looks at things courtesy of him. And of course, our friend Tim at Collect Jurassic, who is at the event as well. But in the meantime, guys, I thought today we would break down some of the Lego sets which are coming up. So it has been announced that Jurassic World Legends of Isla Nublar will be a brand new 13 episode Lego show, which is really, really exciting. It's going to be non canon, but the description is that it will be set 3 years before the events of Jurassic World, following newly hired animal behaviourist Owen Grady and assistant manager of park operations Claire Deering. So we're going to follow our two main characters, and it's really nice because this show has been an avenue for LEGO to create new Jurassic World sets. So without any further ado, guys, let's jump in and take a look at what those sets are. Okay, so we are going to start with the smallest set, which is 75934 Dilophosaurus on the Loose. It's 168 pieces, retails for $19.99, and the main crux of this set is there is a merchandise store, a Jurassic World drone that has a net launcher to capture dinosaurs, and a new sculpt of a juvenile Dilophosaurus. So whereas the larger figures have got movable limbs, this figure, because it's a smaller sculpt, will only have a opening and closing jaw. First thing to note right off the bat is I think there are some absolutely fantastic pieces here. So the child character we get, Hudson Harper, has got a hoodie with a Jurassic World t-shirt underneath it, which looks really, really cool. That kind of in-universe merchandise is always nice to get. And we do also get a park worker torso. Now, unfortunately, this is a very, very generic torso. There is only a name tag and not the Jurassic shaped badge that the park workers did have, but whether or not there is a logo on the back of the figure just to kind of ground it more in the universe, we will see. Now, the stall itself is a really, really nice little market stall. It's got a couple of really, really cool graphics, including coming soon for the Indominus Rex. You've got popcorn, you've got other tiles, which I assume are posters, which could be really, really cool. I mean, you guys will know the graphic design in the Lockwood Manor set had a lot of nice little nods and hints, so we can maybe see that here. The drone is very, very large, but obviously it's designed that way because Owen rides on top of it, so it still looks quite cool. And then the Dilophosaurus, it's nice. It's nice to have a more accurately scaled one, but I really wish maybe they had gone with another smaller scale dinosaur, like, say, for example, Pachycephalosaurus. Just because here it does feel unfortunate that a new mould has gone to a dinosaur that we already had. But that said, as I've said, there's a lot of really, really nice, useful parts in this set. So actually, I really, really like this one. And for $20, to be honest, you can't go wrong. It's a really, really nice set. Okay, so the next set is 75935, the Baryonyx Face Off the Treasure Hunt. So the idea here is, in the TV show, the villain of the secret exhibit is back, Danny Nedermeyer, who, spoilers if you haven't seen it, is Nedry's cousin, which is why he looks so much like Nedry. And here, him and a character called Sinjin Prescott, who is a really cool looking almost mercenary character. He'd be really useful for some of the gatherers on Isla Sorna. He basically, they're hunting for treasure, which is on the Indominus, on the Baryonyx even. I'm getting confused there. that creature's nest. So you can see there's a treasure chest with some jewels and things inside. Now, the reason why I mentioned the Indominus a second ago is because a lot of people have been getting agitated. The Baryonyx does reuse a lot of parts from the Indoraptor, and this does unfortunately mean that it reuses the clawed toes. Now, this is an issue, it's not accurate, but I think it is important to remember that LEGO have never done a second wave of Jurassic sets before, so this really was about finding a way to keep costs as low as possible while still giving us some really, really cool toys. So I do appreciate the Baryonyx, the neck and the jaw in particular looks impeccable, and I'm sure that people will find some alternatives for the legs. If not, maybe there's a way to sand the toe down. It'll just be a case of seeing what kind of creative solutions people come up with. Now, the 4x4 is really, really nice, purely because it uses a two-tone green colour scheme, which I personally feel is a tribute to the Lost World vehicles. It looks very, very similar to some of those in some extent, and I really, really like that decision, although the blue logo does look a little bit out of place. And then the trailer, just from looking at it, it doesn't look like there's going to be much space inside it. I'm estimating about 4 studs worth of space, which is not a lot at all. You can position one minifigure standing sideways in that kind of space, so I don't think there'll be too much in way of detail in the trailer, but again, the main focus here really is the Baryonyx, which does look good. There's some cool accessories here as well, like a printed tape piece, Owen's dog Red from the secret exhibit, but overall, pretty solid set. Owen and Claire are repackages from the Fallen Kingdom line, which is unfortunate. It doesn't make much sense to me that they're wearing these clothes in the TV show, even though obviously it's not intended to be canon. But all that said and done, it's a pretty solid set. It's one I'd definitely like to pick up for the Baryonyx, but I'm just not quite sure if it's worth that $60 price point. So we'll see how this set performs when it releases later in the year. Okay, so following on from the Baryonyx set, we have something which is quite unusual in terms of LEGO, which is another set that is at the same price point. So this is 75937 Triceratops Rampage. Now in terms of characters, it comes with Owen Grady, Simon Masrani, really nice to see Simon in another set, Alison Miles, who is a Jurassic World scientist, and a tourist. So there's a few things to note here. Firstly, the figures. Owen is a brand new version in a grey Henley shirt instead of the light blue one, which is really, really nice. I'm glad that LEGO didn't just decide to repackage him the entire time and they actually gave us a new version of him, which is really cool. He comes on an ATV, which is a small build, but it looks really, really nice. You then have got the brand new Triceratops, which is in a brand new colour scheme, green and brown. Actually looks really, really nice, really intricately detailed, so I appreciate that. We have an info sign, which has got the gift shop, the gyrosphere, and the museum. Interesting. We've got a gift shop already. We've got a gyrosphere. We haven't got a museum. And a D2C set is coming, so could this be a hint? Who knows? We then have got a nice piece of paddock wall which can collapse. I really like the inclusion of the lighting there. Having that little light is a nice nod to the lights that the paddock fences have, and the holographic graphic of the Triceratops looks really, really cool. We've then got the Jurassic World egg spinner ride, which Simon Masrani is sat in. Looks like a really, really nice fairground ride. I have a feeling there will be some kind of function built into this to make it spin. It would not make sense for LEGO to not do that, to be honest. And it does actually say you can turn the switch at the back to make them go round, so there you go, that's confirmed. So that's a really, really nice way of getting creative with an attraction themed around Jurassic World, and I really, really appreciate that. Not in the Jurassic line, but in their other sets, LEGO have done things like a carousel and a fairground, I can't think of the name, guys. A Ferris wheel. There we go. They've done sets of those, so you could combine those with this to create a nice little Jurassic World amusement park display. And then lastly, we do have a gate for the egg spinner. I like how it's a simplistic build, which is clearly done to mimic the Jurassic World gates. That's really, really nice. So overall, I do like this set. 447 pieces, $60. I would say As much as I like this set, it does feel like you're not getting much for your money. It does look like the builds are quite scarce, but there have been some issues with the Triceratops mold in the past. Apparently, we didn't see it for a while because the mold broke. So, if they had to make a bit of an investment to reintroduce it, I can see why the cost would be so high. It's just a shame that consumers are bearing the brunt of that investment. But overall, this is one of the stronger sets. It captures a really nice Jurassic theme, and crucially, this could just be a nice Jurassic World set without thinking about the TV show. So I really, really like this one. And then lastly, we have got 75938 T-Rex versus Dino Mech Battle. Yes, you heard that right, guys. There is now a Jurassic Park mech. Now, whilst I may not be impressed by this, I think that this is going to be incredibly popular with children, and I actually think that both LEGO and Universal have been really, really insightful by including this in the show. Mechs are always popular with children. There's a lot of dinosaur mechs, like things like Gundam out there at the moment, so doing this is a really, really smart way of getting more toys out there, but also making sure that it appeals to the right demographic. Now, there's a really, really nice thing with this mech where it actually looks a lot like the Ford Explorer. It's got all of the correct colour schemes for the Ford Explorer, so could this be hinting at the D2C set? Who knows? Now, in terms of characters, we get Vic Hoskins, who is a younger version by the black hair, I would assume. We get Owen Grady, Claire Deering, Owen again in the different Henley shirt, and this is a brand new version of Claire as well, so I really appreciate that. LEGO have actually decided to make new minifigures here, which is really, really cool. We also get the Baby Raptor Squad, which is absolutely awesome. Really excited to get those characters. I was hoping that LEGO would find a medium through which they could release them, and they have, which looks great. We get Danny again. We get a really, really nice looking raft, and I have to admit, this is brick built. This is not using LEGO's usual raft piece. It's got a really spacious interior, and it actually looks like a really nice build. Whoever designed this set really, really put a lot of thought into things, and to be honest, this entire wave appears to have a lot of thought put into it, so I really appreciate that. We also get a LEGO brick built volcano, which features lava elements and an opening function. Judging by the pieces on either side, it may be that it slides open. That would be my guess. I'm going to predict that this is going to slide open, and it's got a treasure chest inside, which is cool. And then we do also get a new version of the Tyrannosaurus, this time grey and brown. Now, it's unfortunate that this isn't an authentic Jurassic Park T-Rex, but who knows, maybe they're saving that for the D2C. So, just for you guys as well, D2C means direct to consumer, so it's a big £250 set that we know is coming. I realise I've not touched on that yet, but that is definitely coming. So, a really, really cool set, $90, not massively expensive, to be honest, for everything you are getting here, and I think that children especially, who you have to remember are the key audience here, are absolutely going to love this set. So that is the T-Rex versus Dino Mech battle. Okay guys, so that has been your look at Jurassic World's new LEGO offerings for 2019 with me, Tom. I personally am really, really excited. I know a lot of people have been critical of the sets, but I think they're exactly what they needed to be. They've got a really nice element of creativity to them. They've got a linchpin piece of content to tie into with the TV series, which is so important because you can't sell product without at least some brand appeal behind it. And crucially, there's a lot of nice new minifigures, a lot of really nice pieces actually, that Park Worker torso, the Jurassic World hoodie. They're really, really intricately detailed pieces, which I feel the designers of these sets have juggled with. I definitely feel as though they've looked at what fans have been saying. I know I said Owen could have a version with different coloured Henley suit, I can't speak, shirt, there we go, which obviously we've got, and yeah, I feel like the designers have really balanced what the show needs to be with what fans want, and they've found a way to strike a nice balance between fan and child-friendly sets. So I'm a big fan of what LEGO's done with these. I think they've done the best they could with the material, and they're really, really bringing out some cool products that I think consumers are going to get behind, And hopefully, if these sets are successful, which I'm praying they will be, LEGO will see the value of Jurassic as a brand. They already are by doing more sets. And hopefully in the future, who knows, maybe we could get the Lost World sets, more Jurassic Park sets, maybe even a Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus. So far, guys, I'm really, really excited that LEGO are continuing this line, and I really can't wait to see where it goes next. So, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Stay tuned here on the Jurassic Park podcast for the latest New York Toy Fair news. And as always, guys, take care and have a great week.